You had Jay-Z. I think he was referencing Will Smith at this time as like being the one that he's chasing, that he's going after. This nigga Will Smith, he almost has a diamond album.
Being commercial was just seen as selling out, or like you're trying to sell hip hop versus being hip hop. In hip hop, success comes with a price. Fame, fortune, and sometimes authenticity. In 1997, one of the biggest stars in the world stepped back into the booth. And not just as a rapper, but as a global icon. Movies, TV, platinum records. But the question remained, was he still real? This case examines an artist who crossed over further than most ever could, without crossing the line. Did Will Smith prove you can dominate Hollywood and hip-hop at the same time? Or did the music suffer for the spotlight? Was Big Willie Style a celebration of charisma and mass appeal? Or a polished product that lost the essence of what made hip-hop raw? Taurian B and First Class Regg are here to investigate. This is Rap in Order. Dun dun.
Order in the court.
Welcome to another episode of Rap in Order. I'm First Class Regg.
I'm Taurian B.
We are back. How we feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. Jay-Z sold out Yankee Stadium 3 nights in a row.
Mm-hmm. And I crapped out all 3 times.
Damn.
Yeah, but what I'm going to do is I'm gonna get in there.
Same day ticket?
Yeah, I might.
That's smart.
I might do that. I think that's like my best bet right now.
One of the good things about Yankee Stadium is that, like, have you been to the new stadium yet?
To the new stadium?
Since because you remember they had the old stadium and now they have the new one. So
when did they update?
Like 2009.
Oh, so yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Remember we went to a game together.
Oh yeah. I'm so sorry, Regg. I'm fucking old.
And I went to a Yankee game last year too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like there's areas where like people can stand. So even if you have nosebleed seats, you just go down, like you go to the area like where you can like stand. I forgot. And didn't you go with Rob to the Hip Hop 50?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've been a few times. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm sorry, Rob. Dad brain. But long story short, there's areas where like you can just like stand and like be chilling. And like not feel like, like cause I was thinking about doing that. I was like, I'm gonna get nosebleed seats, but like, my mom, let me tell you something. I don't know about like our fathers and like the old niggas, the generation above us, cause they always say they don't get shit for Father's Day. My Father's Days be lit. My mom got me as a Father's Day gift, got me tickets to go see Jay-Z. That's crazy.
It's fire.
So long story short, yeah. So mom gift, she was like, I know how much you love Jay-Z. Like, yeah, you're a great dad.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm impressed because like I remember at one point there were people that said, and it's funny because like now like none of them are talking, but I forgot who it was that said Jay-Z can't sell out a stadium without his wife.
Yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing.
I cannot remember for the life of me who the fuck said it.
I personally never said that, but I did always give credence to the idea. Well, it wasn't even giving credence to it. It was just seeing the pattern that rappers weren't doing stadiums tours solo.
Right.
Up until this point. Like
because it's a lot of,
it was only like cover. Eminem. Like Eminem is the exception to that, right? Because I mean he's white and it's Eminem. He's the biggest rapper ever. So yeah, that was the only person that was doing it. I think, Kanye is about to do it now.
Right. And the way he's doing it is pretty cool because he's coming to the United States and he's doing he did Mexico City, which is North America, and now he's doing SoFi Stadium and he's doing 3 nights. And it's not being talked about, but he kind of did the same thing that Jay-Z did. It just wasn't as much like clamoring to get the tickets. Because even like the resale tickets, the most expensive resale ticket, if I'm not mistaken, is like $500. But I also think that's because I haven't watched any of the Kanye shows, but I don't know if he performs every song.
Yeah.
Like
that's a good question.
It's kind of like he just like plays the music.
Yeah, but I think now that it's out, when he does, because he's done a show already.
Yeah, he's in Mexico City.
I'm pretty sure we could find a set list. We can find a set list with what that looks like.
Yeah, no, his set list is crazy though. It's jam packed. Like he goes through all the hits. It's similar to what he did with Drake.
Okay, yeah. The shit with
Larry Hoover.
Larry Hoover.
Yeah, it's similar to that. So it's like, he's definitely doing it. And,
he started that show with Heartless.
yeah.
And then, so that tells you where he went. He performed over 36 songs, ended it off with Runaway.
Yeah. Like Kanye's doing a great job. And sooner or later, somebody's going to bring it up that Kanye has been doing this across the globe.
Mm-hmm.
Quietly.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to talk about it, but
he has. So yeah, it'll happen. But with the Jay-Z thing, I was talking to Valerie about it, and she's like, I don't know why you want to pay all that much money anyway to go see him when you could just come with me to Roots Picnic. I'm seeing him at Roots Picnic. And I'm like, yo, it's not the same. You don't get it. Like you don't understand. She's like, what do you mean? You get more bang for your buck. It's only $250 to see Jay-Z and the Roots, and I'm seeing Erykah Badu the next day, and it's a 2-day pass. I'm like, yo, I get all of that. But one, it's a festival, right?
Mm-hmm.
So timing is more limited and structured for a festival.
Right.
Because you got to end at a certain time or they really going to cut your mic off.
Yeah.
One. Two, is not seeing Jay-Z in New York. Like, it's going to be different. You don't know who he's going to bring. I was like, and you're going to be mad because, the internet has discovered that Mary J. Blige is not available when he's doing this because she has a residency. So he could bring up Beyonce again for Can't Knock the Hustle, and you're going to be tight. There's a lot of possibilities with Yankee Stadium.
She did it for the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows?
Lit. It's fucking great.
Who knows?
Get to see Beyonce
we'll
again.
See. We'll see.
Fucking amazing. Yeah, man. Like I said, like I'm excited and I'm very happy. So to be going, and I know Regg is going to be in the building. I know you're going to be there.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah,
I'll be there no matter what. We'll figure it out.
Okay. So what I want to talk to you about kind of goes into this. What do you think about rappers that are able to like cross over from being like, rappers to being actors?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's a hard transition? Like, remember when Drake first came out and like everybody was like, oh, he's from Degrassi, and like they were like, oh, he's probably going to be like dual. He's probably going to do both.
Mm-hmm.
I have a theory that Drake looked at Will Smith's career and knew that he couldn't do that. Like, for what he wanted to be in rap, like Drake wanted to be respected as a music man and rap, and I think that he knew going into the film industry, you have to be a certain kind of clean, and I don't think that he wanted that.
I don't think Drake ever had a passion for acting.
Okay.
I think he did it as his entry point. Like, yeah, because we've seen how talented he is. Like, he's done SNL, he killed it. He was a guest and the host. He's killed it. But like, I think he just used acting as his entry point because that's what he could get his hands on at the moment, and he just never went back.
I really think that he should have. Personally, I think that Drake should be like Timothy Chalamet. Like, he should.
Yeah, not for nothing, he can hold his own as an actor. So like, I think it would be cool. I just think he wanted to be taken serious as a musician. I don't think he really cared to really fully juggle both.
Yeah, I just I see it, and I think that he looked at the landscape, right? He looked at LL, he looked at Ice Cube, like pretty much like once like their acting careers took off, the edge kind of got taken away from them, right? Will Smith never had any edge, but like he looked at them and was like, yo, the only one that kept that edge was Tupac, and Tupac, it wound up at the end of his career was doing like B-list movies. And I think Drake was like, if I want to be an A-list actor, I kind of got to give up music, and he didn't want to give up, like you said, he didn't want to give up music.
I think music was the driving force for him. And I think when you look at all the rappers, you look at Queen Latifah, you look at she fully went into acting.
Yeah, Queen Latifah was able to keep. I think Queen Latifah, because like she's like a foremother in hip hop, like I think she was able to keep. Like I don't know what it is, but like she never got like the sellout label like placed on her or anything like that, and like she's just very instrumental in like what she does.
Queen Latifah has had a successful sitcom.
Yeah, she's like unapologetically herself, so I think that works for her.
Yeah. And then you look at, like you said, like with LL was able to juggle both because he was doing both at the same time. I think The reason why sometimes it doesn't work for some people is because they kind of abandon the music part for a little bit and just fully do music, and fully do movies. And LL didn't do that.
Right.
He had both. As he had both of them at the same time. And same thing with Will Smith. Will Smith was doing music at the same time. He was starring in Men in Black and he was on the Men in Black soundtrack. So like he was juggling both. And I think that's just a harder thing. I mean, shit, Eve tried to do it. Eve transitioned into movies and she had a TV show.
Yeah, she had a TV show that was called Eve and her name wasn't Eve on the show. That shit was funny.
Yeah, her name was Shelly. But yeah, like I think they just when they don't juggle both, it's a little harder to sell the public on coming back.
Okay, yeah, that was just is something that I just like was curious about, because of the album that we're investigating today, and shit. Unless you got something else you want to talk about, let's just get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into this one, man. The album that we're getting into today, we already dropped his name, is Will Smith. We're getting into his debut solo album, which was Big Willie Style. Big Willie Style came out November 25th, 1997. It was primarily produced by Poke and Tone and, of course, DJ Jazzy Jeff. It was the first to be released by him since 1993's Cold Red. 5 singles came from this album, including Miami, Gettin Jiggy Wit It, Just the Two of Us. And Gettin Jiggy Wit It was his #1 song from this album. Of course, after Smith released 5 albums with Jazzy Jeff, he turned his focus to acting. He appeared in Bad Boys, Independence Day before hitting the studio again in 96. So imagine all of that shit happening in that time frame, right? And then you say, oh, and I'm going to go record an album. Because in 95 was his breakout moment with Bad Boys. And then Independence Day, that was fever pitch. And then you had Fresh Prince ending. And then you transition that into like, instead of taking a break, all right, let me just focus on my music. Like it was a crazy, crazy time. And then the following year, Men in Black came out, which he recorded a song of the same name and topped the singles charts with the soundtrack. Album has since been certified 9 times platinum, Big Willie Style, 9 times platinum. And we like to always do this when we revisit these albums, just to try to revisit the time frame and talk about some of the albums that came out that year. So like we said, this was 97. 97, we had The War Report with Capone and Nori, just to put in the scope of like the albums that came out that year. So you had The War Report, we had Wu-Tang Forever that year, Camp Low dropped Uptown Saturday Night, Biggie, Life After Death, Scarface, The Untouchable, 3 6 Mafia came out with Chapter 2, World Domination that year. In My Lifetime came out that year. Slum Village came out with Fantastic Volume 1, When Disaster Strikes from Busta, Super Duper Fly from Missy, and Harlem World from Mace are just some of the albums that came out that year. And it's funny, in my research for this album, when I was looking at albums that came out that year, you just had to know that Will Smith came out that year because none of those listed him. Even as honorable mentions, they don't mention that album came out that year. But when you look at these, it was the biggest selling album.
Yeah, it is interesting. For Christmas that year, I got Big Willie Style, Mace's Harlem World, and it was another album that I got and I didn't listen to that much. I think it was an R&B album. Like I think my grandma was just trying to like smooth it out. Like she was happy I was getting Will Smith, but she didn't know nothing about Mace. So long story short, that Christmas, it was like great for me because also like, you know, like Will Smith, you know, if you tell your grandmother that you want a Will Smith album, she's happy. She's on the moon. She's happy,
ain't
right?
no cuss words.
Yeah, ain't no cuss words or nothing like that, right? Everything else I had to like get on the low of the albums, right? But what I thought was like mainly interesting was him like, we know who Steve Stout is now, right? Like everybody knows, you know, Jay-Z on the Best of Me remix. Tell Stout to holler at me, man. And then, you know, Stout is in the news for other things, you know, whether it was the falling out with him and Puff, him and Dame Dash going back and forth, people talking about him, you know, being like a music mogul, or like, you know, how like he bridges the gap between like marketing and advertising and hip hop. Because, you know, he paired Allen Iverson and Jadakiss together for the Reebok commercial, that horrible Mary J. Blige commercial with the chicken.
Crispy chicken.
You know, he was instrumental in some of the deals for like Kobe Bryant and LeBron and their marketing. Like Steve Stout is like a force, right? And then to know that like he is the one who paired Will Smith with the Trackmasters, Tony Pope. and like crafted this album and knew like, okay, because I saw an interview with Will Smith. Like he walked in, he was like, listen, like I know I'm corny, like I know, because I think he had on like, you know, tight pants and like a shirt tucked in. And he was like, yo, I'm just here to work. Like, obviously I'm a child of hip hop. I know how to rap. I know how to like, you know, follow cadence. I could follow the lead. Just tell me what I need to do to make this project. And they all worked together and crafted this album. And it's so interesting to me because before this project, you know, Steve Stout and the Trackmasters worked on Nas' It Was Written. And Steve Stout had like a vision where he was like, yo, we can do all these things to like market different avenues for this project. So with Men in Black, like he got Will Smith to deal with the Ray-Ban glasses, right? I think also he got, what else did Will Smith had like some kind of like crazy deal with it, like it was 2 other companies that Will Smith had to deal with. And like this is stuff that I'm saying that like I just like know. And he basically just made Will Smith like this like marketing like dynamo, like everything he did. And then it came to a point where like Will Smith literally became a brand. But everything that he did, every film that he did, everywhere that he went, it had to make sense. To the point where like that's why he turned down The Matrix versus working on and he chose to work on Wild Wild West. Yeah. Because he wanted to sell toys. He knew he was gonna have a, you know, toys in the toy store, Burger King deal. Like that's how he was like pairing it together. Terrible choice. He could, yeah, in hindsight, if he would have went to The Matrix, I think like it probably would have made him 10 times more famous. I think it really would have like he probably would be annoyingly famous. Yeah. Right. So I think like it was like a gift and a curse, right? But I say all that to say him making this album was
side note, since you mentioned Wild Wild West, I just wanted to look up box office. This is how popular Will Smith was in the night. Okay. Because to this day, Wild Wild West is considered like a flop, but it grossed $222 million. like I don't think people talk about that enough, you know, but back to your point.
Forgot my point because I just went back to a nostalgic memory. Ted's dad, Big Ted, took me and Little Ted to, well, my bad. We don't call you Little Ted no more. You just Ted now. My bad, bro. But Ted, his dad took us to see while watching the movies, and we liked it so much as kids. We saw that shit twice.
Yo, and what's so funny is that it had a great song attached.
Yeah,
Cisco.
With Cisco, with Cisco and Drew Hill.
Yeah,
and shit. If people don't remember, in the Wild Wild West video, Drew Hill broke up on set.
Oh yeah, when it was it when
it started out with 4 of them. Yeah, Woody left. It went from 4 to 3
on the video set.
On the video,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
and then I remember they performed it at the movie awards, and it was just Cisco that
came out. Yeah, he came out with Stevie, and they had Stevie Wonder.
And they had Stevie Wonder. Yeah, and that was a big performance.
But yes, it was. But this album, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I haven't listened to this album in its entirety in a long time, but I listened to it in its entirety, and I ended up listening to it a lot more than I anticipated because it's actually fucking good.
It's really enjoyable, and for 97, you keep in mind the albums that came out is nothing like that, right? And then you go back and you think about how much of a threat this album was to like all these hip hop people that I named, because like in this time frame, you had Jay-Z being like, you know, I think he was referencing Will Smith at this time as like being the one that he's chasing, that he's going after. You know, because like in 97, you know, this nigga Will Smith, you know, he almost has a diamond album.
Yeah.
You know, so like, and he's the most popular person, but he was slighted because his rap is not on par with Jay-Z and all these other people, but he's more popular.
Right. You know? Because Will was also down to like let other people write for him. Like it was kind of there's things that Will Smith did that are kind of like the hip hop no-nos. Even though like when he started, letting somebody write for you was okay because it was like separate. Like you had like your lyricists and then you had your entertainers. And then there came a point where like all of that kind of like met at a head. Where like it all became like one. Like, you know, you gotta be real, you gotta be from the streets, or you gotta live your raps. Like all of that stuff had to like line up, like align.
And you had rappers that were really like bucking against that. You know, You had Eminem into the 2000s. Will Smith ain't got a cuss in his raps to sell records, but I do. So fuck him and fuck you too. Like shit like that was like rolling out.
Right.
So people were like really bucking the system, but because of that, I think people overlooked how good this album was, even if it is considered like a safe album. You know, it was still a good album.
No,
and he got some good
this
moments on it.
this album is really good. Like it's so funny now, like looking back on it. Like people are like, yo, it's corny, but I'm like, yo, this wasn't like a bad album. This was just this was a good album, well produced album. And the strategy that they took were like they were sampling songs that were like popular songs in the 80s and stuff like that, and like bringing that back. I thought that was really smart. And you know, like the videos looked really good, and you know, like it was good crossover. It was the perfect way to case study if you were trying to explain how to make a crossover rap album. Like a safe crossover rap album where you can get corporate sponsors and do all that stuff. And I'm not saying that's what you're supposed to do, but if you're going to do it, Big Willie Style is probably the best example, the blueprint for that.
It was the blueprint.
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course I know about the success of Gettin Jiggy Wit It and the sample. You know, he's the greatest dancer from Sister Sledge. But he has a lot of those moments on here because even the song that follows that samples Candy.
Right.
You know? And then he has the song, there's a misconception about Nas writing Gettin Jiggy Wit It.
Right, he did.
When in fact, the song that he has writing credits on this album is a song called Chasing Forever. That's the one that he has.
And you can hear it.
Yeah. And that one has a sample, speaking of the samples on this album, Ribbon in the Sky from Stevie Wonder.
Right.
Samples that. So like, yeah, they knew leading into this album what they wanted it to be.
Right. Like it was easy to like get with the Trackmasters and just kind of like craft it. Like I just thought that was really smart and like really, really smart on Steve Stout's part. Like he was like, yo, I can make a huge album with Will Smith and just use my in-house producers, the Trackmasters, and I know I can make a hit. And I know Will's gonna listen to me.
Yeah.
Like that was the other thing that I thought was very like interesting, because when you have an artist, like trying to explain to an artist like, hey, I want you to do this. The artist like, I'm not feeling that. I feel like they were like, Will, hey, we got this for you. Okay, cool.
I think that comes up a lot in the lore of Will Smith, is that he listens to like things that people suggest. Like even going back to the story that he loves to tell with Jerry Bruckheimer of like the running scene for Bad Boys. But he's like, yo, open your shirt and run. This is your moment. Like, do that. And he's like, okay, like he did it. And it was a moment.
Yeah.
It was his moment as a blockbuster superstar.
Yeah.
What do you think of the skits on this album?
Yo, so is that Jamie Foxx?
That's Jamie Foxx.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
As soon
as you hear his voice, it's like, yeah, that's Jamie Foxx.
So I actually like the skits on the album. The skits on the album tie everything together. I thought the part where he was talking to Jada was fucking.
Where he's like trying to bag it.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, what you doing with Will Smith? Like, what's up?
Yeah. And I feel like that's happened a lot. So yeah.
I mean, shit. Chris Rock did that to Jada.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't say like, what you doing with Will Smith?
No, yeah. I think that it was something where like people were saying that her and Will broke up.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, like, would you like to hang out?
What's up? Like, let me take you out.
Awkward ass nigga.
Yeah. That's weird. You know who has Chris Rock energy? B-Dot.
You think B-Dot got Asperger's?
Yeah, I think B-Dot has Chris Rock energy. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but he has Chris Rock energy. I feel like he would do something like that. But anyway, for the rest of the album though, like we said already, like they do a really, really good job with the samples on here. And then he has such a Will Smith song on here, this song, Don't Say Nothing, where he says, can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing, which is kind of the chorus of the song. And it kind of just captures this early part of Will Smith's career where he's this Mr. Nice Guy and moves with positivity. And we're kind of seeing that kind of the rebirth of that through like Michael B. Jordan, because he is like this positive black man. And it just pushes this narrative, like, where he talks about the criticism of the early days of leaving rap to choosing acting and how he can juggle both. And he notates that a lot on this album. It was like, yo, I can do both for
right.
whatever.
It was cool. Like I think that for Will, he was too commercial for his time. Like I think now like there's a way for that to work, but back when he was coming up, it was either one or the other, and basically being commercial was just seen as selling out, or like you're trying to sell hip hop versus being hip hop. And the funny thing is that I actually think Will is one of the most hip hop people ever. But it's just unfortunate that like he did a lot of a lot of groundbreaking things to make a black face being on a television screen seem normal. So that's something that I'm like forever grateful to him for. Like what he did with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, what he did in his film career and his music career. Like he took a lot of stones to make it possible for what somebody like Jay is doing right now.
Bro, he was just so cool.
Yeah.
He put hip hop in everything he did. That's why his character in Fresh Prince was so cool. Even going to the high school, looking at the jackets they had to wear and be like, this lame, and turning it inside out.
Yeah.
Like shit like that, like to give his.
And I tried that shit. I got my ass whooped. Man, but the inside of my jacket ain't look like that either.
Yeah, it was just so cool. Like those little things, man. And it just went a long way. I was gonna ask you, do you think Will Smith has a problem with aging?
It seems like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It looks like it.
Like not from like looks wise, but like, I mean, because he looks great for his age.
Yeah,
but
he's in great
besides
shape.
the point. But I think it feels
not being
like,
young anymore, not being the kid.
It feels like, if you keep up with the Bad Boys series, even his character in that has a problem with aging. Like
I agree.
I was rewatching one of the last ones recently, and Martin Lawrence's character was like, "You're dyeing your beard, Mike. Like what do you do? Like you're not, like, what are you doing?
That was some realism shit.
I feel like Will Smith can identify with that character because he's not 90s Will no more. And I think he's settling into that.
Will definitely
having a hard time
dyes his hair because he has mad grays. I forgot what interview he had where he had mad grays and you can't see them anymore.
Because when he's in movie, he comes from that cloth of old school blockbuster superstar that like we don't see anymore. Where like when it's promo time, I'm gonna give y'all what y'all expect. So I'm gonna come out here.
I'm gonna be in crazy shape.
I'm gonna be in shape.
I'm gonna be glowing.
I'm gonna perform the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song. I'm gonna, I'm gonna put up all these reels and TikToks and all this shit to go viral. Like he's just so dialed in all the time. It just seems like he's having a hard time with that. And I wonder what people like Denzel Washington be thinking when they see him do shit like that.
Who knows?
Because they're kind of from that era, from the same era. So like, meanwhile, you look at Denzel and he's very much his age. Like, Denzel's 70 and he's okay with that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. And don't take shit. Don't give a fuck what nobody got to say. And if they do try to make fun of him, like he gonna make you feel like an idiot.
He just leans into being older because it's like this is what I am. I love that fucking clip. Not to go off topic too much, but I love that clip of Denzel where he looks across the court and sees LeBron, and he just gets up and just strolls over there. He like nothing. Like nobody stops him. He just goes over there like, yo, yeah, what's up? Like daps him up like some real old nigga shit. Like
I can't wait to get to that point.
Man, just like, I'm gonna just go over there, go say hi to him. I'll be at the end of the middle or something.
So also one of the most significant albums that I always enjoyed when I was younger, but now being a dad kind of really stood out to me. Just the two of us. Like that song made me cry listening to it as a grown man. And like I listened to it and it's kind of like really sweet and like nice how like it kind of gives you step by step on like fatherhood.
Yeah. It's a really beautiful song.
Yeah, it's like one of the most beautiful songs ever. And I hate the fact that like a lot of people, some people don't do the math, whatever like that, but because he has his older son, Trey, that's not with Jada. And like, that was who's in the video. People be like, damn, Jada looks so different. I'm like, because it's not Jada, it's Trey.
Yeah. They don't really know. You don't really know Trey like that.
Right. Or like, you didn't pay attention to Will like that. I knew everything about Will Smith at one point in my life.
Yeah,
like
at the time.
Yeah.
For sure. The song beautifully samples the Bill Withers
original.
Man.
It is great.
Yeah. adds that hip hop twist
Right.
to it.
And
Great.
then Mike Myers took it and made it a whole different kind of song with Dr. Evil and Mini Me.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. Another song on here that I actually really enjoy is Ugly with Left Eye from TLC.
Oh, the Big Willie Style joint.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. Man, Left Eye has so much potential.
Bro, she was supposed to be a lot further in her career, but you know, shit happens.
Produced by Poke and Tone, definitely. Yeah.
Miami is my shit.
Miami still ranked, like, I feel like to this day when people go to Miami, this song still comes to mind.
Isn't this song like the song?
Yeah.
For Miami? Like how Bob Marley's Come to Jamaica and Feel Alright is
yeah, this is yeah, you're right. And it samples the whispers, and the beat goes on.
Yeah.
This album is expensive, man.
Of course, like this album was expensive. They definitely recouped. I know that.
Yeah.
But I definitely, like I said, listening to this album, I you know how sometimes the album ends and then it circles back. That happened to me.
Oh yeah,
and I didn't. I just let it play. I was out walking with Mav and shit, doing my walk. I made it all the way to 34th Street and back home.
Yeah, I love this line and yes y'all that he has, which is like such a hip hop name for a song. And he still, I think, this is the essence of why the crossover worked so well for him, is that he embraced both very quickly. So he has a song, he has a lyric on here where he goes, one of the only MCs to say cheese was Schwarzenegger. So like shit like that, you know, and then that takes me back to the story that he had where he walked up to Bruce Willis, Schwarzenegger, and I want to say Stallone, and was like, "Yo, like, how do I get on y'all level or some shit like that?" And it was like, "Yo, you got to do something memorable. You gotta have a character that's like, you know, that sticks. You got to have something that sticks for you." And this goes back to me earlier saying that I don't think he has a problem with having conversations like that.
Do you think that that Will has that?
That he has a character that, I mean, so the way that he did it differently.
For the black community, I would say is Mike Lowry.
Yeah, but he did it differently. I remember an interview early on where he said he didn't want to, he was purposeful like he had a lot of intent back then when they did the casting for Fresh Prince for his character to be Will Smith, because you're never going to call him out of his name. Whereas when you see Carlton, Alfonso Ribeiro, it's Carlton. It's such a big character, and the foresight to even say something like that, where it's like, well, you're still going to refer to me as my name. You might think that I'm the character in the show, but
pretty much Quincy Jones pretty much crafted that show for him, like made it easy as hell for him. His transition. Because Jamie Foxx was Jamie King, Steve Harvey was Steve Hightower. Like it was, you know, it was little like but it was still called the Jamie Foxx show, the Steve Harvey show. Okay, so I don't know, because it's like he only did one Independence Day. I think if Will would have did what they did and kept doing more movies, because all three of them have franchises that they're attached to where they play multiple characters. Sylvester Stallone did it twice, right? With Will, he kind of like didn't do like the sequel things till now. Like we got Bad Boys, and like that's why I say like a lot of like I see like in our community a lot of people reference Mike Lowry a lot. But outside of that, like no, like a lot of his character, he is Will Smith playing this role, but like people, because some people call Sylvester Stallone Rambo or Rocky.
He has multiple. He can be Rambo to some people, he could be Rocky to some people.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's the Terminator, or like some people, if you really old school, might call him Conan. You know,
he's like but to the general point though, he's a strong character. Like it's like it's not pigeonholing you because, or it's not typecasting you, because there's nothing wrong with being referred to as the Terminator. Like that's fucking cool, you know. And I guess his version of that cool factor is Mike Lowry. But Will Smith is bigger than life. Like you're not gonna see him and refer to him as Mike Lowry.
Now I kind of want to do that when I see him though. If I ever see him.
Yo, Mike Lowry.
Yeah. You probably see.
Like what?
Yeah. But yeah, so also like, did you mentioned that this album got a Grammy for Men in Black and Getting Jiggy With It, right?
I did not mention that, but yes, it did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's also interesting, like, because like, you know, he's the first him and Jazzy Jeff are the first hip hop artists to win a Grammy Award, right?
And so this was at the 1998 Grammys that he won, I would assume, because well, maybe 99 because it came out in November.
It might be
usually like in February, right?
Yeah.
Did it qualify?
Well, not platinum. That's the most respected rap album, the commercial success and respected rap albums consideration.
Let me see. It got 2 Grammy Awards for best rap solo performance for Men in Black at the 40th Grammy Awards in February. And then Getting Jiggy With It won in 99.
Okay. That makes sense because Men in Black came out first.
Exactly.
Okay.
But then you got to think about the animosity or fake animosity that Jay-Z probably had toward him, because I want to say, when was Hard Knock Life nominated?
That was the year they boycotted, if I'm not mistaken, because DMX wasn't nominated.
Best rap solo performance in 99 at the same one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he was having a big year too. And then you can imagine, Hard Knock Life Volume 2 was 5 times platinum.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he was feeling that.
Yeah. But it's pretty interesting to like think about like Will Smith's career, because the slap and then Jada like revealing like their personal life kind of like took away all of his mystique that he had, and like now like he's still Will Smith, but like she kind of took some of the sauce off.
Yeah, but I think they did that to themselves as a collective, because
I don't want to know they live in separate houses.
Yeah. So it's the oversharing. I think him having social media was just the worst idea. Like in general.
It worked, but then it didn't work. And then like you could tell like Jada just stopped giving a fuck and just started saying shit. Like the fact that she even just recently, I'm like, yo, haven't you learned anything? Yeah, haven't you learned anything, woman? Stop telling, like, eventually I want to live with him again. Stop talking about your relationship, woman.
Yeah. And I thought that it would stop because she doesn't have that Red Table Talk show anymore. But now she's just going to any.
Yeah, now she's just like, somebody gonna hear this. I got some more shit to say about Will, motherfucker.
Exactly. And even her saying something like that made it seem like she's stuck with him. Not because she's sticking with him because she loves him. So all right, so we've named a lot of the highlights on this album. Is there anything that you're like,
I gotta be honest with you, no.
No? Okay.
Like this, like, you know, there might be like a corny verse here or there, but I'm telling you, like, the album was an okay listen. Like, I wasn't like, oh man, like turn this shit off. Like the Trackmasters did a very good job with the production, making it easy to listen to. Like, even if like you stop listening to what Will's saying, the production is really good. The production carries this project.
The production is amazing.
Right. I do have a thought, right? Like, you're familiar with who Charlie Mack is, right?
Yeah.
Like his best friend, the manager, or what, like handling everything like that. I want a documentary on Charlie Mack.
There's a lot that well, people just don't know, obviously. For sure. That'd be great.
But like Charlie Mack, like, because people think that like Will Smith got famous and like he just has like nothing but white people around him. Will Smith has some of the blackest black people around him all the time, like hood niggas.
He put Charlie Mack in some of his video content.
So like it's just funny to me, like Charlie Mack, his brother, like, you know, Dwayne Martin's like one of his best friends. Like he has like a pretty strong entourage.
Jada's brother.
Right. Yeah, right. So he has like, you know, like a lot of black men, outspoken black men in his corner or whatever like that. So it's just something that just stood out to me. And like Charlie Mack, like, cause he mentions Charlie on the album a few times, like thinking to myself, like, damn man, like I would love to know more about Charlie, because he's like a dot connector, because so many people, he deals with so many people, like helps so many people shout him out. So I'm just interested.
I think that would be cool. But I think I'm just overall into the idea of artists, especially artists of like Will Smith magnitude, having documentaries. Like, I love that. He needs them. I think a lot of like
did you watch the it's not a documentary, but like he went to like Antarctica or some shit like that on like
love
History
that
Channel?
show.
Okay.
Really, really good show. Did you watch it?
No, you told me about that
Yeah,
actually. Now that I think
really,
about it.
really.
I'm like, wait, who told me? Oh, Regg.
Yeah, yeah. It's a really good show. I think he's in this space where he's just trying shit, and it's cool. I mean, for his age, like to just be like, fuck it, to take on all these side missions he does. You know, I don't care for Will Smith today as a rapper. But, he tries to do that still. I know I just know that he knows the perception that people have, and he don't give a fuck. It just
Agreed.
really looks like he's doing shit for himself, and he don't care.
That's true.
Even when he gets home at night, they probably like, man, what the fuck? And he's like, yo, fuck it. Like, I already did everything I wanted to do. Even the idea of making a second I Am Legend, but it's off of the back of a deleted scene from a DVD, from the DVD.
Yeah, that don't make sense to
That's
me.
insane. It's not even canon.
I don't know why they did that.
It's just like, we just gonna do this. And it's like, what the fuck? But I think it's like the official mantle passing of the torch to Michael B. Jordan, because he's looked at as like being on a run right now.
Well, he's been ever since he was on The Wire. I remember this because my uncle worked security on the show. They were saying that he's the next Denzel and Will Smith. They've been saying this since he was 12 years old.
You know who else they said that about? Cool. Nick Cannon. Remember that? Nick Cannon was supposed to be that.
I never believed it though.
But Nick Cannon back then was a rapper. He was an actor.
a comedian.
He was a producer. He was a comedian.
I remember when they said that, and I just never bought into that because I never even bought into the fact that he was as good a music entertainer as Will Smith. Like
same.
Nick Cannon, like it just didn't connect for me. Like I never understood why Nickelodeon fuck with him so much. I was like, why is he getting more airtime than Kel? Like, I just don't understand. Like, I thought Kel was way cool. I thought Kel was way cooler than Nick Cannon.
Kel was funny, but I entertained it at the time with Nick Cannon because Drumline was like a fucking classic for Black people. Like
it was good. I think because of Drumline, there's some people that went to HBCUs off the strength of that.
Yeah, but Black people love Drumline. So like at that time, it was like, oh, this guy he's doing his thing. He has music that's like kind of corny, kind of like how Will Smith does. That's not corny.
Yeah, but see, at least Will Smith has slaps.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
I can't tell you a Nick Cannon song. I know he remade Parents Just Don't Understand, and that's it. That's all I know. Only Nick Cannon. Like, I'm not being funny. I'm not trying to.
You know Jidalo.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I feel like anybody could have been inserted into that.
That's true. That's true. And I'm not playing that today.
Yeah, Bow Wow could have did that. Like, there's so many people that could have got interned into that song.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that was an interesting time. I think we were just in a hurry to find the next person to pass the torch to, just to see what that looks like. But overall, yes. This album, when you mentioned it, I was like, damn, really? Big Willie Style? And then I started thinking about it. I was like, nah, but I remember what this album was and what this album did and the moments it had. So revisiting this was fun. Not gonna lie. It's a lot of big moments on here, but some of the songs that I can do without, I Love You, which is like,
okay.
In that
right.
bag of like,
okay.
You know, I don't really need Will Smith in that type of bag, like serious style rap. Granted, you know, just the two of us did it, but that's fatherhood. That's
right.
Like,
no, okay. I get it. You're right.
This is like, we broke up type shit. And
right, because that song I want to say is more towards Trey's mom.
Yeah.
Right? Like that, like that's what I would think.
For sure.
Or assume.
Yeah. And then it comes, you know, it's only a couple songs before just the two of us. So yeah, it flows with the sequencing for sure. And it's sequenced, speaking of that, to perfection. I don't mind any of the skits on here. This is when skits were essential.
Yeah.
And
you're right.
Helps,
100% right.
It helps tell a story in this album of like, first you start off on the intro where he lets you know, like, this is a return of Will Smith, the artist formerly known as Fresh Prince.
Which I thought was fire.
Yeah. So it's like, I bet, you know, this is a new era for him. So like he did that.
Okay. That works. let's get into these ratings.
Yeah, kick it off.
All right, so for this project, is not like a super lyrical miracle dynamo project,
by any means.
But I do hold cohesion a huge part of a project, right? And this album is extremely cohesive. The production is fucking pristine, right? So with that being said, I am going to give this album 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
I say 3.5 out of 5 because the lyrical prowess isn't there at all, but it's a good listen. It's not a bad project, and it's obviously proven that it had hit singles on it. And I was able to like just get through it on the stroll. And I think that its most popular singles are so popular that it just makes this album an undeniable album that you just. I think some people judge a book by its cover, but this is actually a good album. This album is actually if I was working at Hollywood Records, which is ran by Disney, I would literally teach master classes to my kids on how to like, if I want to keep them with Disney, on how to make a project.
Because this doesn't walk a fine line between being vulgar or anything. It's just really clean raps.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I really think that he could have like absolutely, like, this album should have been there to teach people how to make records and
like
and safely, like hip hop records. Like, I don't understand. Like, they should have been studying this project. Like, all right, cool, we get with these producers, like, and just do it. Like, right now, if I was working at Disney offices, Metro Boomin and Mike Ormade I would be giving them blank checks.
Yeah.
And saying, hey, you know, I got this kid on I don't know, a High School Musical 7, and we need you to make the soundtrack.
Yeah. We need you to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can give this album. I'll give it a 3.5 as well. Actually, I think this album really surprised me on the re-listen. It reminds me. Remember the Mos Def thing that went viral when he was talking about Drake?
Oh yeah, so many SKUs. Like this is and I'm okay with that.
And that's okay it's okay to exist in that.
Yeah.
I think the only problem with that, because somebody like Drake is, he don't want to be in that because he's trying. He wants to be taken.
Right. He wants to be taken seriously.
Will Smith doesn't care for that. So something like that works for this album. It's like, yo, so many SKUs. Like, look at this. Like,
but here what I think the difference is though, right? Like, I think for Will, because he came up in the early stages of hip hop, like, I think him and his peers know who he is. And it's just that the generation that came behind him were the ones that was kind of like talking shit. But Will was so big, it didn't even fucking matter to him. He was like, oh, okay, you think I'm corny? I'm like filthy rich.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like you're rich. Like, I'm like rich.
Yeah.
If you saw how much money I was making, you would do exactly what the fuck I'm doing. I promise you would sell out. So, you know, I think it's just one of those things. But like, I think that Will Smith in 1997, it's a travesty that he wasn't recognized as one of the biggest rappers in the world because he was already one of the most famous people in the world, period.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's like weird, right? Because that album the album doesn't get talked about. It doesn't get talked about that he nearly put out a diamond album in 1997 because he was being overshadowed by the fact that like Biggie and Pac had just like Pac 96, Biggie 97.
Yeah.
So that was going on, and I think
and then he came out with Valletta and
Valletta and Afeni Shakur at the MTV Awards. Right. And I just think that for Will, he was so famous that having a rap career was like whatever. Like, it was like, it was kind of like it wasn't a highlight. Or whatever like that, like, you know. So it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, it's kind of, I guess Will Smith having a rap career is like if Taylor Swift became an actress, her acting career wouldn't be as big as her music career.
Even if she got really great reviews as a actress.
Yeah, it just happens like that sometimes. But we said it as a joke, but I'm happy that we revisited this album. Now, you're not going to get me to like listen to Lost and Found and, you know, some other albums.
That's the one with Switch on it though. Right?
Yeah, and Millennium or whatever.
Yeah,
but
I'm good on those. But but yeah, no, this was a fun revisit. Will Smith is such an interesting guy because I've had this theory for some years now that he hasn't been able to be himself up until he hit his 50s. He hasn't felt comfortable with just being himself. That's when you started seeing.
I still don't think he's still being himself.
Being himself. I know I feel like he knows when to turn it on. Obviously, he's a movie star.
Yeah.
He turns it on, but when he turns it off, you know, like he got that crash out moment, obviously from at the Oscars, but like right now, he's being himself. I think all this shit that he's doing is off his judgment.
Mm.
He's not consulting anyone when he's jumping out of a plane. He's just jumping out of a plane.
Okay.
You know?
That's a good one.
He's in his 50s and he's figuring it out. But listeners, viewers, we do want to hear what you guys think about this album. If you revisit it, if you remember when it came out, if you haven't and you're skeptical, listen to us, man. I think it's worth listening to this. I mean, even, you know, if you're from our age group, it's definitely worth checking out. Let us know what you think. I'm First Class Regg.
And I'm Taurian B.
And we're out of here.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Dun dun.